Something big is cooking in Los Angeles that nobody saw coming, and it involves the biggest name you could possibly think of. What's going on, Lakers Nation? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, your #1 spot for everything about the Lakers. I'm bringing you the latest breaking news, secret info, and the best thoughts about our Los Angeles Lakers every single day. If you're a die-hard Lakers fan who needs to know every move the team makes, you're in the right place. Today, I've got something absolutely huge to talk about with you. Something that could totally change the direction of this whole season and possibly give us another championship banner to hang in the rafters at Arena. Trust me when I say you need to stay for every second of this video, because the information I'm about to share with you is going to blow your mind. Let me start by painting the picture of where we are right now as a team. The Lakers are sitting pretty at 17 wins and 6 losses, officially taking the #2 spot in the Western Conference after that super exciting win over the Philadelphia 76ers on Sunday night. That game was everything we love about Lakers basketball. 112-108. Coming down to the last second, our guys doing what needed to be done when it mattered most, and showing the whole league that we're real contenders this season. We've won 9 of our last 11 games, and the push we're building right now is undeniable. The energy around this team is different than it's been in years, and you can feel it every time they step on that court. Our big three has been absolutely amazing. Austin Reeves has turned into the player we all knew he could be, showing all-star level play night after night. Dončić has fit into our system perfectly since we got him back in February, bringing that top-level playmaking and scoring that makes defenses fall apart. And of course, LeBron James continues to beat Father Time at an age where most players are thinking about retiring. The King is still doing King things, leading this team with the experience and basketball smarts that only come from 20 years of being the best. These 3 players have given us a base that can compete with anyone in the league on any given night. But here's the thing that I want you to really get. As good as we've been, as impressive as this 17-6 record looks, and as much fun as it's been watching this team come together, we're still one move away. One huge trade away from raising our championship hopes to a level we haven't seen since the bubble championship in 2020. The bosses know this. Rob Pelinka knows this. LeBron knows this. And most importantly, the players know this. We need that one more piece that changes us from a really good team into an unstoppable machine that can roll right through the Western Conference playoffs and bring home banner 18. Now, when you start talking about superstar players who could maybe be on the move this season, there's one name that stands above all the rest. A 2-time MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year, an NBA champion, a once-in-a-lifetime athletic freak who mixes size, skill, and all-around ability in ways we've almost never seen in the history of basketball. I'm talking about someone who can guard all 5 positions, run the floor like a deer, even though he's nearly 7 feet tall, and take over games on both ends of the court with an intensity that's absolutely amazing to watch. The Milwaukee Bucks are having a hard time right now. They're not living up to what people expected. The team chemistry isn't there. The wins aren't coming. And when a team that wants to win a championship starts to fail, that's when things get interesting. That's when players start to question where they are. That's when team bosses start to have tough talks about the future. And that's exactly what's happening in Milwaukee right now with their main star. Last Thursday, Lou Canellis from Fox 32 Chicago dropped an absolute bomb on 670 The Score radio that sent shockwaves through the entire NBA world. He stated, and I'm going to quote this directly because it's that important. "I can tell you this for a fact. A few months ago, Giannis wanted to be traded. His first choice, New York, with the Knicks. Now that alone would be massive news, but it gets even better for us Lakers fans. Canellis kept explaining that the Knicks wouldn't change their mind, would not offer more than just Karl Anthony Towns and any other possible package, and it just wasn't going to work with the Milwaukee Bucks if they're going to give up their superstar. But here's where it gets absolutely crazy for us. Canellis then said something that should have every single Lakers fan on the edge of their seat right now. He said, "I can tell you that the Lakers inquired, and Luka Dončić himself inquired, trying to see if the Lakers could work out a deal with the Milwaukee Bucks." Let that sink in for a moment. Luka Dončić himself, our newest superstar player, personally reached out to check on the possibility of bringing Giannis Antetokounmpo to Los Angeles. That's not the bosses making calls. That's not agents working behind the scenes. That's our star player actively trying to recruit and make something happen because he understands what this move would mean for our championship chances. Think about what this tells us. It tells us that Luka is all in on winning in Los Angeles. It tells us he's not happy with just being good. He wants to be great. He wants to win championships, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen. It also tells us that there's real interest from both sides here. Giannis wants out of Milwaukee because, as Canellis specifically said, Giannis wants to leave because he wants to win. And where better to win than in Los Angeles, playing alongside LeBron James and Luka Dončić in front of the most passionate fans in all of basketball. Now let's talk about whether this could actually happen. The Lakers supposedly have the best thing to offer in a trade for the 30-year-old NBA champion, and that thing is Austin Reeves. I know that's going to be hard for some of you to take, because we all love Austin. He's homegrown talent. He's gotten better right before our eyes. He stands for everything we love about players who come in with something to prove and show everyone they were wrong. But we have to be real here. If you have the chance to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, a two-time MVP who's still in his best years, you have to seriously think about it, no matter what you have to give up. The Lakers have shown they're willing to do whatever it takes to keep Luka Dončić happy since getting him in February. They signed Marcus Smart in free agency to give us that tough defense and veteran leadership we really needed. They brought in DeAndre Ayton to help our inside game and give us a real rim protector who can also help on offense. These weren't small moves. These were big deals made just to give Luka the help he needs to fight for championships. So the question becomes, would the Lakers keep doing that, even if it meant giving up a future All-Star in Austin Reeves? I think the answer is yes. And here's why. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of athlete. He's already shown he can be the best player on a championship team. He's won MVP awards. He's taken over playoff series. He's done everything you could possibly ask a superstar to do in this league. And most importantly, he's only 30 years old, which means he's got several more years of top-level play ahead of him. When you have the chance to add that kind of player to a team that already has LeBron James and Luka Dončić, you don't wait. You make the trade, and you figure out the rest later. Imagine for a second what our starting lineup would look like with Giannis in purple and gold. You'd have LeBron James running the offense with his amazing basketball smarts. You'd have Luka Dončić breaking down defenses with his top-level playmaking and scoring. And you'd have Giannis Antetokounmpo as this unstoppable force who can attack the basket, guard different positions, and help win games in ways that very few players in NBA history ever have. That's not just a big three. That's a super team. That's a group of talent that would instantly make us the favorites to win the championship this season. The defensive flexibility alone would be absolutely crazy. Giannis can guard power forwards and centers with his height and athletic ability. LeBron, even at his age, can still play great defense when it counts. Add Marcus Smart into the mix with his guard defense, and suddenly you've got a team that can switch on anyone, protect the rim, and make life really hard for other teams' offenses. On offense, the spacing and playmaking would be off the charts. You'd have three players who can make their own shot, make plays for others, and score from anywhere on the court. How do you plan for that? How do you stop that? The answer is, you probably can't. I know some of you are thinking about the money problems and the draft picks we'd have to give up to make this happen. Those are real worries. A trade this big would probably need many future first-round picks in addition to Reeves and maybe other young players. It would limit what we can do later on and tie us to this group for the next few years. But here's what I say to that. We have LeBron James right now. He's not getting any younger. This is our chance. This is the time to go all in and get the best shot at winning another championship while we still have maybe the greatest player of all time on our team. The Lakers have never been afraid to make big moves. We traded for Anthony Davis and won a championship. We've always been willing to risk the future for success now because that's what championship teams do. They see their chance and they go for it hard. This is one of those times when being bold could pay off in ways that shape the next era of Lakers basketball. We're not rebuilding. We're not teaching young talent for some far-off future. We're trying to win right now, and adding Giannis would give us the best chance to do just that. Let's also talk about how he would fit in with the team's personality and leadership. Giannis is known as one of the hardest working players in the league. He's humble. He's team first. He's not looking for personal awards or attention. He just wants to win basketball games, which is exactly the kind of attitude that does well in a Lakers uniform. He'd fit right into the culture that LeBron has built here. There wouldn't be any ego problems or team chemistry issues. It would just be three great players who know their jobs and are all about the main goal of hanging another banner. The timing of all this is interesting too. We're getting close to the middle of the season, which is usually when huge trades start to happen. Teams have had enough time to look at their rosters and figure out if they're real contenders or just pretending. Milwaukee is clearly in the pretender group right now, and if they keep having trouble, the push to make a change is only going to get stronger. Giannis has given that team everything. He's been loyal. He's delivered a championship. But if the players around him aren't good enough, and the team's direction isn't where it should be, at some point you have to think about your own career and your own place in history. For Giannis, coming to Los Angeles would give him the chance to add to his championship wins, play with other superstars who can share the load, and fight for titles for years to come. For the Lakers, it would give us that missing piece we've been looking for, that powerful two-way player who can change games at the highest level. It's a win-win situation that makes too much sense not to happen if the chance comes up. Now, I want to be clear about something. Nothing is sure here. These are complicated talks involving many teams, huge contracts, and important players. There are a million things that could stop this from happening. Milwaukee could decide they're not ready to let Giannis go. Other teams could join the bidding and make the price higher. The Lakers might decide that the cost is too high, even for a player like Giannis. But the fact that talks have already happened, the fact that Luka himself has been part of checking on this possibility, tells me this is more than just guessing. This is real. This is something that could actually happen if all the pieces fall into place. As Lakers fans, this is exactly the kind of news we live for. This is why we follow every trade, every report, every whisper coming out of the team. Because when you're a Lakers fan, you're always one move away from something special. We've seen it happen time and time again throughout our team's famous history. We've seen legends come to Los Angeles and make their mark. We've seen championships won through bold moves and aggressive team building. And we could be about to see it happen again with Giannis. So here's what I need from you. I need you to understand how big what we're talking about is. I need you to wrap your head around the possibility that we could be adding a two-time MVP to a team that's already 17-6 and sitting in second place in the Western Conference. I need you to imagine what March and April could look like with LeBron, Luka, and Giannis leading this team into the playoffs. Because if this happens, we're not just contenders. We are huge favorites. We're the team that everyone else is trying to figure out how to beat. Before we wrap this up, I want to hear from you. Do you think the Lakers should go all in for Giannis, even if it means trading Austin Reeves? Are you okay with giving up many first-round picks for a chance to win a championship right now? How do you think Giannis would fit next to LeBron and Luka? Put your thoughts in the comments section below, because I read every single one, and I love having these talks with you guys. This is what being a Lakers fan is all about. Arguing about the moves, talking about the possibilities, and dreaming about championship parades down Figueroa Street. And listen, if you want to stay on top of every step in this possible Giannis situation, if you want to be the first to know when news breaks about trades, signings, or any other Lakers-related information, you absolutely need to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that subscribe button. Smash the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And give this video a thumbs up if you're as excited as I am about the possibility of Giannis in a Lakers uniform. We're here every single day, bringing you the stuff you need to stay informed and connected to your favorite team. This is Lakers News Fan Report, and we'll see you in the next one. Go Lakers! Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. We're doing awesome. Please subscribe if you like the videos. Thank you again. See you in the next one. Have an awesome day.